Hey, what's up? Pizowell here. Gonna do another DVD Diamonds in the Rough video for you guys. Just talking about movies that are a little lesser known, but very cool, and ones that you should check out. The first three I'm going to talk about I don't actually own on DVD yet. I've ordered two of them, but they've yet to arrive. The first one is Night Watch, starring Ewan McGregor, Nick Nolte, and Patricia Arquette and Josh Brolin. I think it's a really cool thriller. It didn't play to a lot of fanfare. I don't think it's particularly well liked, though, which I don't understand. It's a pretty solid thriller. Ewan McGregor plays a student who gets a job at this morgue, the graveyard shift, thinking that the peace and quiet will help him study and so on, which is not the case. Seeing as there is a serial killer on the loose who wants to frame him for the crimes. A very cool movie. Next is The Minus Man, starring Owen Wilson. A serial killer movie, but a different kind of serial killer movie. A very sort of quiet, introspective character study of a serial killer. Owen Wilson plays Van, who's basically a nomad. He travels from town to town, getting small jobs here and there, and periodically poisoning people with this mysterious elixir of his. Very cool movie. Definitely check it out. Kind of chilling at the end. I also recommend the book by Lou McCreary. Next is a movie called Clean Shaven, and this film stars Peter Green. You might not recognize that name, but you'd recognize his face. A very talented character actor. He's been in a lot of movies. Was in Pulp Fiction, played Zed in Pulp Fiction, so I'm sure that rings a bell. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. He's also been in The Usual Suspects and Training Day. Really talented actor. This is the only leading role that I know he's ever had. He plays a schizophrenic man who is trying to locate his daughter. Really touching movie, kind of sad. Very cool movie, though. They actually released it as part of the Criterion Collection. I don't own it yet. It retails right now for about 25 bucks, but it's definitely worth it. Very cool movie. And now on to the movies that I do own. Eye of God, written and directed by Tim Blake Nelson, who did The Good Girl with Jennifer Aniston and Jake Gyllenhaal. He's also an actor. He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Really cool movie about people in a small town who are affected by a murder. Very cool movie, highly recommended. Next is one of my all-time favorite movies, River's Edge, starring Crispin Glover in a fantastic performance. Keanu Reeves, Ione Scott, Dennis Hopper. Fantastic movie about some high school kids who, let's just say they have too little empathy. Very, very cool movie. Definitely check this one out. Great performances, well written, well directed. Kind of very cold, chilling movie. Very, very cool. Check it out. The next is Scanner Darkly. This was directed by Richard Linklater, based on a novel by Philip K. Dick. Basically, it's set in the future. Keanu Reeves plays an undercover narcotics agent who's infiltrated this little gang of Robert Downey Jr. and Woody Harrelson and Winona Ryder. There's this new kind of designer drug on the market, and people who take it long enough or in great enough quantities, it leads to total psychosis. If you saw Waking Life, another Richard Linklater film, it's animated in the same way, which is in that they film the movie, then they go back and animate it, which kind of adds to the whole trippy nature of the movie. It's not really a drug movie so much as it is I don't know, it's just a really interesting movie. I really like it a lot. It didn't play to a lot of fanfare when it was released, but definitely worth checking out. Great movie with a sad but hopeful ending. The next are two more Richard Linklater films, Before Sunrise and Before Sunset. Before Sunrise is just a great indie movie. Ethan Hawke plays this American kid who's riding the rails through Europe. He hooks up with a girl named with a girl played by Julie Delpy. They decide to get off the train and just do some sightseeing, and they get to know each other. And just basically, it's about two people walking around having a conversation for the running time, however long this movie is. But they have fantastic conversations. Great film. Love it to death. The sequel catches up with these characters several years later, and they sort of they get back together, and they're just talking about, you know, where their lives have gone over the years. And really good movie, not quite as good as Before Sunrise, I'm sorry, but definitely worth checking out. If you like Before Sunrise, I'm sorry, check this baby out. The next is one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It's not really up there with his more notable movies like The Fog and Halloween and Escape from New York, stuff like that. Prince of Darkness. It's a really interesting movie in that they try and compare evil with metaphysics. Some of it kind of goes over my head, but then it just sort of turns into a pretty cool horror movie. Really cool ending to this movie. There's some visuals in this movie that are pretty, what's the word? Scary. Let's just say scary. But definitely, if you haven't checked this one out and you're a horror fan or a John Carpenter fan, you definitely should. I like it a lot. And last up, we have The Last Broadcast. Now, this movie is notable for the fact that it shares a lot of similarities with the Blair Witch Project. However, this movie was released prior to the Blair Witch Project. A little controversy there. The Blair Witch Project is a better film, but The Last Broadcast I find just 100% entertaining. It's really good, which shocks some people to say, you know, that this movie is really good. But it's very effective. There's some very effective sequences in this movie. It runs a bit too long. The last act is kind of a mess, really. I think they didn't quite know how to end this movie. Basically, it's about these two guys who are hosts of this paranormal show on public access, and they're losing viewership, they're losing popularity, so they stage I guess you will, a podcast. This is before podcast. In the woods while they search for the Jersey Devil in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. I really love this movie. It cracks me up, but at the same time, I do think it's creepy and effective. If you haven't seen this, check it out. If you have and you didn't really dig it, give it another look. But I really love this movie. So, that's it. Comment, let me know what you think, and if there's any sort of lesser known movies that you want to turn me on to, please let me know. And until next time, bye.